Hello, and welcome to Art from Heart Beyond the Canvas. I'm Lana, the podcast director at Art from Heart.
And I'm Avni, the founder of Art from Heart.
And today we'll be diving into the world of art and architecture. We're thrilled to have Mr. Benson Chen as our guest. Mr. Chen is the founder of Studio C Architecture in Walnut Creek. He is a passive house expert, which means he uses advanced building structures and physics to design super energy efficient, durable, and comfortable structures that help fight climate change. His career has taken him all over the world, spanning more than 20 years of work across the US, China, and Taiwan. A graduate of UC Berkeley, Mr. Chen has designed everything from massive high-rise skyscrapers and university campuses to Broadway theaters, participated in NVIDIA headquarters design, and eco-friendly homes. Today, he will share how he uses creative problem-solving and smart design to build a better future.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Lana, for
much.
the intro.
Yeah, of course. And thank you for joining us today, Mr. Chen. We're really excited to have you as our guest and to share your journey with our audience.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah, and just to get started, I wanted to ask you, what initially inspired you to pursue your field?
Well, it all started when I was a kid, right? I'm not from a wealthy family, so when I was little, uh, I had to try to utilizing the resources and material. Most of the time, the day-to-day object could be like as simple as a button, and I have to come up with something pretty much design and make my own toy, kind of having something that I can find joy and when I got a little bit older, my parents got me a Lego set, and I started to use that. Right now we call it open play, right? I come up with all kind of idea, and I like to draw things, and usually I will doodle something. I like to draw castles, house, and robot. Basically, create anything that's I fantasize, and then I use a Lego brick to make it real and kind of tell a story and kind of imagine just talking to myself, and I really enjoy that process. When I got older, I found myself really enjoy, and when I went to school, I was really good at physics and chemistry, so I was wondering what I will end up doing. And at one hand, I enjoy the creativity and the feeling of building something. But on the other hand, I want to see how I can apply what I'm really good at and kind of combine them together. I almost become an industrial designer, to be honest, because it's similar design, but at one hand I met someone who was also studying architecture, and he told me architecture is actually a profession. It blends engineering and creativity. And at that time, I was kind of naive. I didn't know how hard it could be. So I think, wow, if that's a thing, it would be fantastic. I will be getting on this direction and choose my career to become an architect. So I attended architectural school, and here I am. Yeah.
That's incredible. That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very hard, but we can get to that later. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I think it's really cool how you blend in like something you like, the creativity, with something that you saw you were good at in school. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so the next thing I want to ask you is where do you draw inspiration from to stay creative, and how does creativity connect with your work?
Yeah, they kind of go back to the time when I attended architectural school. Everything is so interesting. We learn how to draw floor plan, how to design, and what a geometry mean. We also learn art history. At that time, I was really bad. I performed poorly academically, especially history of art. But now, when I get older, I think it's so fascinating because, especially when you're looking at art, you are not just, and you cannot just by looking at something that is in front of you, for example, classical painting, disregarding which period it's from. You need to understand the background, the context, why the artist at that time was thinking that way, what he or she is trying to express. So by learning all that will give you a whole different perspective. So that in terms of inspiration, I think it's really about how you teach yourself to learn beyond what you are just seeing. And I think especially in today's environment where we got the answer so easily, right? Just give AI a prompt, you get an answer. It's more about also the discovery, finding the story, and kind of connect with the piece of art. And it could be more than just a painting. It could be a sculpture, it could be a piece of masterwork, architecture, it could be everything. So I draw my inspiration from everywhere, but in particularly art, especially a modern art, not a contemporary art. I like impressionism, realism, and romanticism in particular, which I think, which is why I kind of found myself at home when I go traveling in London and Paris. I just like to spend an entire day in the museum just looking at those great work, and also looking at other architectural design by other great architects. When I was an architecture student, I was inspired by some of the famous architects. In particular, there's a famous architectural studio in India. It's called Studio Mumbai. It's about how the architect utilizing the local material, creating different palettes of material, the materiality, and how to use the local material to express, and how the architecture can corresponding and talking to the local environment. It's fascinating. And also some other architects' work, including a Switzerland architect called Peter Zumthor. Yeah, when I was young, I wish if I can, I want to work with those people. But when I get older, I realize architecture is more of a collaborative effort, right? You need to really adapt yourself to different scenarios, and the process itself could be challenging, but also enjoyable. Yeah.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm taking art history next year. I know that it's very fascinating, the way that like it's influenced, and you can kind of notice it just in everyday architecture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you know more, you're not just looking at what you see. You can start to connect so many different stuff. And while AI can give you all the answer, it cannot teach you how to feel. And I think it's the most wonderful thing, and we particularly need to learn is how to feel and how to discover, because those are the kind of things you cannot let the computer or algorithm teach you or have you connect with the rest of the world, right?
Yeah, I am curious. You mentioned AI a couple times. How has AI been like impacting this like field and like the creativity of it all?
The true creativity has to be coming from your experience, and I think I still kind of using AI only to help me to be more efficient. I use it a lot as an architect. I think it's very important. It's a wonderful thing, especially it almost completely changed how I work since I started using ChatGPT and Google Gemini. I'm still experiencing new things. But in terms of how he can help me with creativity or creative part of my work, I haven't had that experience yet. Maybe one day it will. but I would rather to protect that part because that is the part I that brought me into this world, being an architect, because I want to enjoy that process. I want to bring my personal experience and sharing and working with my client to create what they desire. I think AI is very good at drawing from different sources online or somewhere else. It can give you some very beautiful results. It's kind of like browsing or looking at Instagram or website. It's easy for you to come up with something beautiful, but is that really suitable in each particular cases? And every project I'm facing, they all have their own unique challenges, and every client has their own limited budget. I think those parameters you have to work with those, and I enjoy that process. I think that kind of helped me to come up with a creative solution. It's not just aesthetic; it's a combination of a little bit of everything. I use AI strictly to make it be more efficient. For example, checking the building code and organizing my email, and to help me compile data, which can like take me a lot of time. And I'd rather have that time I save on using the artificial intelligence to help me focusing on the creative part of my work. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a really valuable lesson to take away. It's helpful, but it can't really substitute for natural creativity. But you mentioned that, doing it yourself comes with a lot of challenges. Do you think you could share one of those memorable or challenging moments in your artistic journey and what you learned from it?
I think I face all kind of challenges almost on a day-to-day basis. But the most challenging moment, and I would say it's almost like an epiphany moment. It's the time I start my own business back in 2023. Because I used to work for a different company. I work for small boutique firms in different countries. I work for a big corporate and also in different places. And after almost 2 decades of accumulating all the professional experience and knowing which direction I like to go, which is how to build more sustainable and be kind of carry the social responsibility of being architect, not just to take care of people, but also how the architecture itself can respond to the climate. And I do believe climate changing is happening. How can we do something that is more meaningful and create a positive impact? And at that point, I start to realize while you work for someone else, they create this position, require very specific skill set. But to some point, I think it's probably better I create my own job because I couldn't find myself fit into any of those particular position that's already created because the way the modern business or corporate structure it intentionally to make them operate efficiently, and everyone can be easily plug in and unplug. I just don't see myself continuing that path. So I decided to. Of course, there are some additional, some other story that pushed me into starting my own business. But at that point, when I decided to start, I suddenly realized that even I was a very capable architect. I still have a lot I need to learn. I need to learn how to run a business. I need to learn how to do the marketing. I need to go out and meet people, do the network. And networking is another thing I start to enjoy doing, like meeting people you never met before. As itself could be inspiring because you are also learning how other people run their business. I like to meet other business people, not just people in my profession. I like to discuss various different ideas with them, and I think it's fun. And I still enjoy doing that. And so I will say 50% of my time now is still putting into how I learn and how I market my business, how I reach out and connect with other people, versus just sitting in front of my desk and getting a project done and just design and draw stuff. It's really a new challenging because when I was working for a corporate, you are given a lot of a free tool and software and resources they can utilize and you can draw on. And you have a lot of learning resources, and but when you start your own business, your resources suddenly become very limited. You need to learn how to be very efficient and get a project, because in the end you need to feed yourself and the family. And all this become a new challenge until now I think my business start to stabilize, and I can start thinking about what could be a next step to grow. And I think this is the biggest challenge I face. And before, every day I just go to the office and learn what I'll be doing in another day. Yeah, it's different.
Wow, yeah, I mean, that's really inspirational that you started your own business. And I mean, I know post-COVID, that it was a big challenge for businesses. And I mean, that's really amazing that you're able to ha like do architecture the way that you wanted to do. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and because I want to bring what I have to other people instead of just in the corporate environment. You are just one of the staff member, and now I have my own business. I can connect directly with my clients, and I enjoy working with all different kind of people because when I was a child, I was not from a wealthy family, so I do constantly thinking, how can I bring this knowledge to people, not just design pretty like fancy for the rich, but also create simply a solution that is also accessible for everyone. Yeah, so I start blogging. I have a social media account, although it was not very successful, but I put my knowledge out and wanted to, with the idea of sharing with everyone.
That's great. Yeah, and I know you were talking about collaboration and how you think teamwork is really important. So if you could collaborate with anyone, who would it be and what kind of project would you do?
Yeah, I think right now I would like to work with the clients and also the builder who speak the same language, which can also appreciate or interested in learning about passive house. If we can have that kind of team structure, I like to tell my clients and also the contractor we are a team, because architecture is a collaborative effort. It's not just you design and you draw something, it will just happen like you envisioned. You need to work with really the three Peter, myself, and also the clients, who is the owner, and also the builder who can really help you realize the final result. So, yeah, but it's very difficult, to be honest, to find the perfect combination of the chemistry and the people who are having the same kind of vision. Yeah, I guess that's why I'm I'm still out there doing the marketing and try to connect and find the right person who can be interested in doing what I want to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine the
Yeah.
architecture is probably complicated to find like a perfect match just because there's so many like aspects of it. It's like it's mathematical, it's artistic. There's just so much that goes into it, I imagine.
Yeah, yeah. For the architectural, I would say it's very easy. It's probably the easiest part to make things look good. Uh, but what people don't see is what goes behind the wall and how it's being done, right? Because once you spend that amount of money, you expect things to, especially the house, to last for several decades, maybe several generations that you can pass on um, to your child. But if you don't do it right, that's why I apply my building science to it to make sure things were done properly. And because the building, especially in North America, we use wood, and the natural material does respond to the moisture, the rain in a very different way, and also in different climate zone. You cannot do it the same way if you live in San Francisco versus in the Valley area. Yeah, and also Tahoe, right? The building need to respond to the climate. This is why we have building code. It has set up a different requirement for different location, but the code is only giving you the minimum requirement. If you want to do it better, I always recommend people to go maybe a few steps further. And if the the person I'm talking to don't uh, doesn't don't feels like understanding it or don't speak the same language, it become very difficult. Right.
Yeah, I
Yeah. No, yeah, you can. Yeah.
so I think like your passion for it is like really palpable. The way you talk about it, it's clear you've put like just so much, work into it. And so I guess like what advice would you offer to young people pursuing their own like creative or professional passions?
I think I kind of mentioned that how I find my inspiration. I think the most important thing is to find out where your heart is and kind of continue the exploration about it, especially finding out what will be the part that AI cannot replace. Because I have friends who have a kid who recently just graduated from the college. They are all having a hard time finding a job. I don't know. I personally don't have a very good answer to that. But I believe there is a solution, but you need to follow uh, the thing that you're really interested in doing. You need to find out how to make it interesting. And I think the the part about the discovery, including me now enjoying meeting strangers, is that I enjoy the part that's not predictable. It kind of like traveling and anything that can create that kind of situation. You kind of put yourself in a state that the unexpected result can become inspiring. I don't know how to really describe it properly. Um, yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, I know as students, we also use AI all the time, but I feel like I mean, AI has really just been trained on what's already there. So,
yeah,
and as like people who are about to go into the careers that we want to go into, we really have to find something that we like to pursue and add value to and do, which is kind of outside what AI can really do for us. So, yeah, that was great advice.
yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
So yeah,
Great.
thank you so much, Mr. Chen, for sharing your incredible journey and your insights with us today. And it's really been a pleasure hearing about your experiences and the passion that you bring to your work in architecture. I'm sure that our listeners have gained a lot of valuable inspiration from your story.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Yes, to everyone tuning in, thank you for joining us on this episode of Art from Heart Beyond the Canvas. We hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as we did. Be sure to subscribe and stay connected for more exciting episodes exploring the intersection of art and creativity in all its forms. Until next time, stay creative.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Of course.